Hey everyone, Nat Daddy here with some more reviews. This is the new comic book review. I grabbed about 10-ish books after reading all the books. These are the books I thought stood out for the week of January 25th. Let's jump right into it. First issue here I have is from Image. We have a one-shot called Blood Train. This is in that magazine prestige size so anyone who's out there, you're gonna complain about that right away, just letting you know. Good book, I enjoyed it. It's about some people, some friends who are traveling around, and they are getting on this train, and while one of them gets on the train, they get scratched. Somebody scratches them with something, and it turns out they get injected with some kind of virus or something, and that virus turns them into a monster. And now this monster is going throughout the train, killing people and the friends in that are trying to survive, and also deal with this government kill force that's been tasked to take care of the monster, and it seems like they're the ones conducting these experiments too. So fun kind of book. Definitely could be turned into some kind of movie, and that's probably what they're going for. So great artwork, lots of action, and yeah, this is a good movie. I liked it. That is Blood Train from Image. Also from Image, we have issue 2 of Dust to Dust. I enjoyed this last time. It's not a super exciting story. It's not superheroes or magic or adventure or anything. It's about people going through the Dust Bowl times and that in the Great Depression. It shows people in a town that's drying up and basically blowing away during this big dust bowl. And it follows a few people going through it and a couple different families in that. Um, great artwork in here. Truly worth it just for that in itself. And like I said, it does have this story going on in the background about people suffering and trying to survive during the Dust Bowl era. Great artwork. Another third in a row from Image, we have Ice Cream Man. This is issue 43. This issue is all just one-page horror stories with a ton of special guests here. Grant Morrison, Patton Oswalt, Jeff Jones, Jeff Lemire, so Matt Fraction. Everybody just taking one page, and then Martin Moranzo is doing the artwork for that. So some of these stories are pretty cool. Again, when you only have one page to work with, how much of a story and how much can you really do? But some of these are really enjoyable, kind of creepy in that. And as usual for all of Ice Cream Man stuff, just makes you kind of think a little bit. So if you don't read Ice Cream Man normally, maybe you want to check this one out just because it is, like I said, just a bunch of short one-page horror stories. From Mad Cave, we have another book about stuff going on in a train this week. This one is called Kill Train. This one I enjoy just as much as the other one. In a near future or semi-near future that's overpopulated, so they have the Kill Train lottery. Basically, if you have to take the train, there's a chance that that train might be picked to have everybody wiped out to help population control. So most people try not to take the train. Usually just the poor people or the disenfranchised have to take it. And it turns out that the people who have to do the killing on the train, these contracted people, that they don't even want to do it anymore because it's just so sad and violent in that. So they've ended up kind of hiring psychos and that to do it. So another neat book about people on a train that are trying to survive. From Oni, we got another one of those Nancel universe ones. We had the Sectors and the Biker Mars from Mars before. Now we have the Power Lords. I remember this toy line as a kid, but just barely. I think I was just young enough that I missed out on it, so I wasn't too familiar with any of this, but I was very excited to read it. And it was a good story. Lots of adventure, lots of kind of space fantasy stuff in that here. Again, I wasn't familiar with any of these characters or in that, but They all seem to be pretty neat. They all seem to kind of stand out, have their own story in that. But basically, it's about one space team against evil, and the team is run by this fellow here in the blue and orange pants. That's Adam. He is a human that apparently, when he puts that diamond or that jewel on his head there, it makes him the Power Lord and gives him all these powers and that. So interesting here. Like I said, I wasn't familiar with a bunch of this stuff, so I had to read it once, and then I went back and read it again just to get really familiar with it. But I'm really going to look forward to reading this stuff in the future. I like all this, like I said, all these rebooting of all these old IPs from the 80s and 70s and that. And I look forward to more of them, like the Captain Planet one that's coming up, and Thundar, and so many neat ones. Which leads us into our next book here, Silverhawks. Again, same thing, much like the Thundercats. Dynamite's been killing it with all these reboots and that. Again, another. I remember the Silverhawks, but I was just a little bit in my teenage years, so I didn't follow it too much. But I remember it being just like Thundercats, but like with birds, loosely. So I was looking forward to this, and this is a neat one here too. It is, I guess it's not in the future per se, but the future in their timeline where all the original Silverhawks have kind of gotten older and starting to retire and that, and even that whole division of, I guess, police enforcement is being retired because it's kind of obsolete, and now they find out that they're needed and they have to kind of train a whole new generation of people and that. So kind of continuing off where some of the old, I guess, old history left off as well. So kind of neat there. But again, really looking forward to it. And it has a great Mark Spears cover on there as well, too. Same with the Thundercats this month as well. Speaking of Mark Spears covers, we have issue 2 of Return of the Living Dead. I really enjoyed the first issue here. Like I said, it's an adaptation of the movie from 1985 in that. American Mythology Productions here has been doing a pretty good job of taking all these old 80s horror movies like this, Vampires Day or Valentine's Day Massacre one, the Christmas one, Silent Night, Deadly Night, a couple other ones. Really like the artwork in here. It's super colorful and energetic and kind of gives you that Scooby-Doo feel. Zombies trying to kill teenagers, so lots of great fun in there. Definitely check this out. I don't have it here because I wasn't able to read it digitally, but I just got it this afternoon. Finally, it seems like Diamond and all the books are caught up nowadays. So Mark Spears monster covers. I showed all those for my covers of the week. You gotta love those Mark Spears stuff. All right. From Image, this is another one from those Ghost Machine universe. I've mentioned it quite a few times, really liking this Redcoat series. Redcoat, basically Simon Pure is a guy from around the 1800s that was mistakenly given immortality. So now it travels through time, and he ends up bumping into different people throughout history. We've seen him with Albert Einstein. We've seen him with George Washington and that. Now we meet here, it shows his relationship when he met Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed has kind of magic apple seeds. He's going around through the United States planting these trees and that, and he's kind of like an adventurer / warrior, much like the Redcoat guy is. They have this big adventure here where they're out planting seeds and for the apple trees, and magically one of the apples ends up becoming giant, and from that giant apple becomes this giant worm that pops out of it, and now they're dealing with this worm going around doing all this destruction. So great artwork as usual here, and lots of fun. And like I said, if you haven't been checking out any of the Ghost Machine universe, do check it out, especially this Redcoat one. And next month he's gonna encounter Annie Oakley, so that should be fun. Okay, what else have we got here? From Mad Cave, we have issue 3 of this book called String. This book's been kind of a neat little sleeper. It's about this woman who we can see on the cover there, and when she looks at people, she can kind of see colored strings that how people and these strings that connect people. Black strings connect you if you've murdered somebody. I believe it's pink strings or blue strings connect with someone who you've slept with or had a sexual encounter with. So she actually is kind of like a consultant for police or whoever else hires her in that, and she helps out like that. And now she's currently on a case with this one detective here. They're trying to solve a murder, and it's a lot of fun. I really like it. Neat idea how this person can see the connections between people, and it's just modern enough that it has enough current things social wise and that it doesn't force it down your throat or anything like that. It's not woke or anything, but it's definitely super enjoyable. I hope they turn this into a some kind of streaming service or movie or something, because it would be a lot of fun. And I enjoy the artwork in here too. Got some neat, interesting characters, and especially the way that some of them look, like that main character there. So, all right. From Image, we have The Seasons. This is a book that's been getting a lot of hype lately. The Ashcan was getting some buzz even a few weeks ago. We were talking about it from Rick Remender here, and this is about again, much like that last issue, kind of about this goofy girl who is a mail carrier, and she's chasing down this letter throughout this whole issue here, and it's a letter from her sister. And this girl's name is Spring, I believe. Yes, Spring. And apparently we find out she has 3 sisters, and they're all named after the seasons, so it's called The Seasons. Yeah, this girl seems to always be getting into bad luck or clumsy and that, and even the whole town knows her as that. And she's kind of, as she's chasing down this letter, going through and doing all this Mr. Bean type clumsy stuff, as the town would get annoyed with her. But again, I guess they're kind of used to it. So she finally gets this letter, and she finds out that her sister, who's been tracking down mysterious events of their past, has discovered it and now has gone missing. And everything seems to be linked to this kind of circus / carnival that kind of goes into towns and people go missing. And now they've shown up at her town. So kind of creepy, neat artwork. I really like how it's so colorful in that. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. So definitely has some kind of supernatural feel to it as well. Lastly, from this list, we have a one-shot here. It is from DC. This is Superman Lex Luthor special. This is showing how after that last Brainiac thing Brainiac event in the Superman stories, that Lex Luthor has had all his memories wiped, and now he's just kind of a different person. But of course, the world doesn't accept that. He's done some very, very bad stuff, and just because your memories are gone doesn't mean you get to have no repercussions from it. So he's still trying to deal with all that. He doesn't want to be that person. He seems to be like a nice person now, and unfortunately, the world, Superman and Justice League, need him to kind of remember or be the old person he was to help fix and help solve these mysteries that's going on with all this new dark side energy and that. So unfortunately, that does come to fruition, and he does get his memories back, but at what cost? Does he become the evil Luthor again, or does he stay as this person? But now it's just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. So we'll definitely follow that as well. All right, everybody, that's what I read this week. I thought was the most interesting, and maybe you should check out as well. Tune in later for more reviews in that, and let us know in the comments what you read this week and liked. Otherwise, like, share, subscribe. We will see you next time.